You know, we're very concerned about the authoritarian creep on college campuses. Creep meaning they're creeping towards authoritarianism, but also they're a bunch of creeps. They don't allow for another political opinion, and it's chronicled in a brand new book, a pretty harrowing account of what happened to one young conservative in a Tennessee campus. It's called Outcast. The radical left tried to destroy a young conservative, and the author and her son join us now. Gloria and Stevie Giorno. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
Well, let's start with the author, Gloria, besides your mom, so you always get to go first. Tell me about this book and why you were inspired to write about your son's travails.
Well, my son attended Belmont University in 2020 at the height of all the drama with COVID, BLM, Antifa, and whatnot. And my son was student body president. He came out on the 4th of July with a post on his Instagram, which is public, his personal Instagram, and he thanked our forefathers for our freedoms. And the next day, we woke to 300 comments from students. We don't even know who they all are, but we woke to 300 comments, mostly negative, telling my son to go kill himself. He was a racist, and he was a horrible person for thanking our forefathers and for appreciating the freedoms we have in this country.
Wow. All right, Stevie, help me out here. Was there any mention in there about George Floyd or Black Lives Matter or Antifa or Donald Trump or Joe Biden, or was there a picture or an image that may have had something to do with any of those issues not related to our founding?
Not at all. The picture was one that my mom took of me in front of the White House a few years ago. It was with me wearing a sweatshirt, and the caption said that I was proud to be an American, and I thank those who had served so that we can have freedom and liberty that our forefathers intended for us in 1776.
Wow.
It's not political at all.
And for that, you got death threats.
And not only that, my fraternity ended up saying if I did not apologize and endorse the Black Lives Matter organization, they were going to remove me, which I ended up leaving when they endorsed it. I had to have security guards from the school with me on campus because so many students said if they saw me that they would attack me. And I think the worst of it all was I would get, being from Tennessee, I love my sweet tea. And so every morning I'd go and get a sweet tea for breakfast. And I was in a restaurant one morning, the day of the 2020 presidential debate, which was actually held at Belmont University.
Right.
And there was a student who went to Belmont, female student, and she said in the official College Democrat group text that she was putting, quote, gross stuff in my drinks. And she had been doing it for some time because I was a terrible racist Republican. And the great thing is in the state of Tennessee, we're allowed to record, it's a single party consent state. So screenshots, emails, text messages, audio recordings. So all of it has been transcribed in the book. And you'll never believe what happened when we turned this student in to the university. You'd assume they'd do something. Well,
I'm going to guess they protected her.
Worse, they accepted her into Belmont Law School.
Well, so Gloria, my heart goes out to you to have to watch your child go through all of this. I can't imagine. But also, listen, they're college, they're already adults. That said, they're kids to us, right? So there should be some grown-ups in the room. There's supposed to be a faculty. There's supposed to be, the mature people, the educated people, the professors who are supposed to actually look out for this and protect people like Stevie. Did they? Did they step up?
No, they did not. And Stevie did everything that the handbook asked for. In the handbook, it states that any threats, anything like this, be brought to a certain party. Stevie did that. Actually, when he left his fraternity, he filled out everything in triplicate. So it went to the national, it went to the school, and it went to the local. And nobody followed up with us. No one called us. Absolutely nothing. The only protection they were willing to give my son was, one, do not park your car on campus. And I offered to bring in private security when COVID was 2 weeks, and that 2 weeks turned into, all of, I don't know how many months. But I offered to give private security for Stevie when he was on campus. And that's when they offered to have one of their police officers escort him. And There's a picture of that. If you've looked at the book, there is a picture of that. And it's horrible, but no one reached out to us to protect our son. No one. I mean, my husband and I were shocked. My husband and I were shocked to see the change.org petition. Our son is labeled a racist.
Yeah. Let's remind everybody the name of this book and the stunning cover art, too, by the way. It's called Outcast, How the Radical Left Tried to Destroy a Young Conservative. And I'm thrilled to see the word tried in that subtitle, because they didn't destroy you, Stevie. But I got to ask you, I mean, I know we conservatives, Ben Shapiro always tells us facts don't care about your feelings. But guess what? Feelings are important. Feelings do matter. I can't imagine what it felt like for you at your age to have to be an outcast and ostracized by your peers and by your sort of the people in your age group. Can you share a little bit of what you were going through? Because it's, I think it's important, the fact that they put you through this emotionally.
It is, and it was some of the most difficult times of my life. But fortunately, my grandparents who escaped communism in Yugoslavia were very disciplined and very tough on me, and made sure that I'd stand up for what I believe in, even if things get difficult. And my parents have always done the same thing. And fortunately, I had a few great friends at Belmont who, left the fraternity with me, who stood with me, and
that's great,
and helped me get through that. And fortunately, I graduated, and now recently I've become the Tennessee Young Republican chair. So I'm very grateful for all the hardship I was put through. I think it was God's plan, to shape me, to mold me into who I am today and who I'll continue to be in my future. And so it was very difficult, but I'm very grateful and thankful to say that every time I look in the mirror and I think about it, I have no regrets. The one thing I tell everyone is the post that I put up that caused the ordeal. I posted it at 8 p.m. on the 4th of July in 2020. The only thing I'd change is I posted at 8 a.m. on the 4th of July, so I could have gotten it out there sooner that I was proud to be from this country. I have no regrets, and I wouldn't change anything with that at all.
All right, let me first, Stevie, let you know that you have to be 25 until you run for Congress, but just mark that date right now if you don't mind. And Gloria, there's a lot of us who are about to send our kids off to college this month and next month. Tell me about what, quickly in just about a minute here, what can we parents learn from this book to sort of help guard our kids as we send them off to campus?
I think we can all learn that what we need to do is talk to our children, have open lines of communication. We need to make sure that they understand that their family supports them completely. We asked Stevie if he wanted to leave Belmont during this time. He opted not to. But parents need to stand with their children. Keep the lines of communication open. Do not let your children be ashamed of who they are. And make sure that they do attend Republican club meetings, conservative club meetings. They can join on campus. And if they do have a professor who is trying to indoctrinate them, because that's what all these universities are right now, they're indoctrination facilities. Yeah. Just stop. Even if it's taking your child out of it school, if it's complaining, if it's filing complaints constantly, do it. Just keep doing it. Just do not give up. Fight for your children. Just do not let the left take over.
Yeah, you don't stop being your kid's parent when you send them off to college, that's for sure. I would add Young America's Foundation to that as well. Almost every campus has a chapter, and if they don't, then your kid can found a chapter for Young America's Foundation as well. Well, well done, both of you, and hang in there. It gets better as they. Isn't it ironic that we hear all this propaganda about bullying? And it's always about, one kind of bullying, about your race or your gender, what have you. How about this bullying that we just witnessed? It gets better, Stevie. There's more to come on O'Connor Tonight.